My name is Lauren. I'm 19 years old. I'm a college student, and I love to wear fursuits.
This is Replicant Fish. I'm a grown man, an android. On the outside, I look like a normal human being, but on the inside, there's nothing there. Nothing but wires, circuits, silicone, and a dead generator that pumps synthetic blood around my body. I'm not a fairy, no. I'm a flipping android. But seriously, enough of that morbid epicness. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a nice weekend. So today I have furries. Yes, furries. A topic that has intrigued me for a while. Haven't looked too much into it because, admittedly I think it's kind of weird, though intriguing to be honest. Why do grown people dress up like furry animals? And it's not for money, not for their job, just because. Just because. But waffling aside, let's begin.
My persona does play a part in my daily life, going out and just having a good time. When I wear gear in public, I definitely get a lot of weird looks.
You would get weird looks. You're just like a 5 foot tall wolf or fox, whatever she is. This is a quite popular phenomenon. Every day though, every day, not just weekends, just every day. Okay.
Lauren's always been a real creative person. All of a sudden, one day she came and said, Mom, you want to give me some money so I can start buying some fur and making these suits? And that's how it came to be.
This is my persona, Kira. She is my first persona I've made. She is a fox. Normally,
Oh, it's a fox. I thought it was a wolf.
I'm kind of shy, but Kira lets me bring out my more outgoing and talkative side. If I'm ever having a bad day, putting on the suit and just going out will definitely end the day in a good note.
To be honest, this can only be done in certain parts of the world because if people did that where I live, they'd get beaten up. They'd get beaten up and robbed. Yeah, I'm just saying, not that the area I live in is that bad. You'd stand out too much walking around dressed like a flipping furry animal. I'm just saying, yeah.
Lauren, as a kid, was really outgoing, totally not shy. When her dad died, that's when things started to go downhill for Lauren. After that, she became introverted. She barely squeaked by in high school.
I became antisocial and shy and just really stayed in my shell. I just felt kind of lost after that.
Okay, so clearly we do see that there is a image thing with this as well. It's a how they feel on the inside sort of thing that makes them want to represent themselves on the outside using fairy costumes. Okay, I do understand and get the reasoning for it.
What?
But it's still somewhat peculiar. Well then, who am I to judge?
Basically, a persona starts off with a basic concept of a real live animal. I do everything completely from scratch. This was my first version of Kira. This is the very first thing I ever made. She's kind of outdated. You can see it's kind of run down. The ears are flopping. It's not really holding up well. And this is what I'm working on now. This is my new updated version of Kira. It has the same things, big ears, moving jaw. I have a moving jaw mechanism inside all of my fursuits.
Okay, one thing I will say, regardless of how peculiar I find this, as an artist myself, I can't help but admire the creativity of some of the costumes and the work they put into making them. I like making stuff and crafting things as well. Not costumes, more like paintings and a bit of sculpturing and some 3D work. But admittedly, as an artist and admire art, admittedly, I simp for art, admittedly. Yeah, I can admire the creativity. But yeah, let's just carry on. I sound like a knob.
It creates a more realistic look. I add tongues and teeth, as you can see, and it is attached through a hinge mechanism in here. I use long fur, and around the muzzle and around the front of the face, I shave it down. I think that gives her a lot of personality. I like her colors.
Lauren is very good at making the fursuits. She really does have a talent for this. And what concerns me about the fursuits is Lauren is constantly working on them.
Shong New. Okay, so it can become extreme. Now, if she was doing this to make costumes to sell for certain events, parties and festivals or whatnot, I'd say yes. I'd say you're doing a good thing, woman. You're making money from what you're doing. You're making a profit, turning a profit from what you're doing. But when it's just running around for the sake of it in the costume, it's like,
Get up in the middle of the night and I'll see her working on her fursuits. She'll half-heartedly look for a job and then it's back to the fursuits again.
Yeah, she's in college, but she's not even trying to find a proper job. She's too busy being a furry. That's not good.
Going to school just to pacify me. She tends to only have time for fur.
Oh, it's not.
It probably means she likes women. I'm joking. I'm joking.
She tends to only have time for fur.
I'm joking. I couldn't help myself. I couldn't help myself. But seriously, can't remember what I was going to say. Let's carry on.
It's uncommon that people who will wear these furry animal costumes are really avoiding some major issues about their own self-esteem, their own perceived inadequacy. And so they may be wanting to hide something about themselves.
Well, of course, that's obvious. So aside from it being just fun, it's like, what's being hidden in the fun? It's just what I'm saying.
Started getting into the furry fandom about 2 years ago, and now it's definitely like on my mind pretty much all the time.
It's become an
Furry fandom is a
obsession.
very large community. It's full of people who wear fursuits and who just love either creating them, wearing them, drawing them, or just looking
And doing each other, and doing each other,
at them.
and doing each other again. Currently. Yeah, give it time, Lauren. Give it time.
There is a darker side to the fandom where it does involve fetishes.
Does it? Oh, does it? I'm shocked. Oh my god, I'm so shocked. Okay. Yeah, walking around like a 5 foot tall fox. I mean, wolf. No, she's a fox. Yeah, she's a fox.
Person can get engrossed in this, and sometimes you don't really realize that you're on that road. And as a mom, that's what I think I'm here to stop.
We're here at the bowling alley with some family and friends, and Chris is here. He's the one who most disapproves of my fursuits, so we'll see what happens.
Hey, Kara, lay the ball on the ground and hit it with your tail.
Chris is my cousin. When my father passed away, he definitely became sort of a father figure to me. He thinks that the furry fandom is really weird.
We're in public. Keep that in the house.
I could understand that if you're in your house, you dress up like a furry animal. Yeah, okay, no one can see you. But you're walking around like, if you're walking around Birmingham like this and people know you're just doing it for fun, you're probably going to get robbed. I'm just saying, you're going to get robbed.
Am I right or wrong?
Andrew is my little cousin, and he's 8 years old, and every time he sees me or sees one of my fursuits, he always begs me to make him one. But his dad really doesn't want him getting into something like this.
Yeah, good dad. Here, woof woof, as men, yeah. What if your son's going to be gay, a woman, or a furry? Seriously, I'm joking. It's a joke. Relax. Many dads don't want their sons being anything other than men when they grow up. So yeah, as a dad myself, I agree with this dad right here.
He thinks that they're the coolest things and he wants one. And there is no way in hell Chris is going to let his son Andrew walk around with any fur, anything.
Yeah, good. Yeah, good on you. Yeah, good on you. Yeah, good. Yeah, no son. You could be a man when you're older, not a flipping furry.
I think it's a little ridiculous, especially in a public place. I think it's pretty out there. It's weird walking around with these things on.
I'm pretty interested to see what a therapist has to say about this.
You're flipping crazy. No, I'm joking. That came out of nowhere. That's my dead insides reacting.
And it's completely harmless. I don't think I'd be stopping anytime soon.
For Lauren, the suit is definitely a way of coping. It's a layer of protection. It's a barrier between herself and the world. Could you imagine going to a party or another social event without the suit?
It'd take a lot of guts, so no.
Who she is in that costume is who she wishes she could be, at least some of the time. It's a part of who she is.
Exactly. And this is why there's such a big sexual element in it as well.
But she's not able to feel comfortable doing that without the costume. Lauren does seem to be someone who wants to be optimistic, someone who wants to have fun. If I had a wish for her, it would be that she could feel that playfulness without the suit. I just do wonder about that whole idea of a part of you that you're able to express more fully in costume, and whether it's possible to get to that point without the costume, or even if that's something you're interested in.
It could be. It'd be nice to just kind of come out of my shell a little bit more. I mean, of course, even if I did fully just kind of exert myself like that, I still would wear the suits and I'd still be
Okay.
kind of crazy,
Okay.
but it would be nice.
So we don't have to put it away. We don't have to stop the creativity and the fun that you have. But imagine if you could do it on your own.
I notice if I ever fail, I immediately like beat myself down and I just quit whatever I'm doing.
Would you say that designing these costumes helps with that? Would you say that you feel a sense of, wow, look what I've created. This is awesome.
It does. My mom always puts it like, I'm good at what I want to do.
Once again, the creative element, I can't help but admire the creative element. You know, I like the creativity, but when it's just you wearing it every single day, it's a bit like, come on. Like, yeah, ease off it a bit.
She is working on these suits in a way that I'm not sure many people could say they're dedicated to anything to the extent she is. And when you
Exactly.
think about self-esteem, think about all the other wonderful things you're able to accomplish. And it doesn't hurt to look for some reminders.
Yeah.
Hanging an A+ paper on the refrigerator, well, it sounds a little childish in a way. It's a reminder of what you're capable of doing.
But I mean, dressing up like a fairy seems childish in a sense. I shouldn't talk. I'm kind of pissed I don't have an Xbox Series X or a PS5, and people think consoles are childish. And I'm actually a bit, emotionally distraught right now. I don't have a flipping new console. I mean, calm down. Didn't need to say that in the video. Let's carry on.
I don't see myself stopping being in the furry fandom or wearing my fursuits. It's definitely a very rewarding experience for me, and I just love doing it. So I will definitely be continuing this.
Okay, but is it too far? I'm glad they mentioned the sexual element, because there is a sexual element there. Maybe not for Lauren just yet. But if this is something she does every day, yeah, let's be honest here, of course, eventually down the line, if she hasn't already, of course she's going to be, having some freaky fun in her furry costume. Do you think this weird? Or do you think this a good way of dealing with your, let's say, social issues? But for now, don't dress up in costumes. In other words, focus, observe, remember. The world is yours. Have a nice day.